Hey everybody, what's up? Whether you realize it or not, every time you make an investment in something, you are attempting to predict the future. And that was something that I really didn't understand nor realize nor appreciate until quite a long time into my career as an investor. And as I get older and I get more experience investing under my belt, I realize more and more the importance of acknowledging that you're undertaking a very difficult task of attempting to predict the future when you take part of your money and you invest it in something. And I guess you have to understand too that your money and your wealth and your assets, all those things, whatever definitions you use for those things, they are all representations of your life. You spend time during your life earning money, and then you use that money to purchase assets, and you hope that it works out. You hope that it pays off and that the assets maintain or gain value. But essentially, they're representative of part of your life that you gave up to get those things. And then you have the difficult task of attempting to predict the future and figure out what assets, what investments you think will do best going forward. And a lot of people kind of delude themselves over this. I mean, in a way, gambling is a form of investment. It's a really crappy kind of investment, and it usually has average negative payouts. But gambling is a form of investment in a kind of weird, perverse kind of way. And, people will trick themselves into thinking, well, if I wait till that lady gets off that slot machine because she's been over there for an hour, well, then it'll be about ready to pay out. And they're attempting to predict the future. They're utterly wrong about the statistics of it, but they're attempting to do it very badly, and they'll fail almost all the time. But the same way, even if you're just buying stocks, you're predicting the future that that company will be successful, cash flows and revenues will hopefully continue to grow. Maybe you're predicting that they'll pay dividends. Maybe you're just predicting that the asset price will go up. The same way when you buy a house, you're predicting that you're going to have a job near that house for some amount of time into the future. And what I'm getting at with all of this is that people get kind of irrationally angry when someone fails to predict the future possibly. And the joke is that predictions are hard, especially about the future. And so you see this weird kind of anger when someone makes a specific prediction about where they think an investment is going to go, and then it doesn't work out. And I think there's kind of two failures going on there. One, as you become more mature as an investor, you realize that specific predictions are not a smart thing to do. Making specific predictions about future outcomes, you will realize over time that you don't really know what you're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing. Warren Buffett doesn't really know what he's doing in terms of predicting the future. And so as you get older and you get more experienced in this, you realize more and more that instead of trying to predict the future all the time, you need to just have a good set of disciplined rules. You need to have plans to mitigate your risk. And so things like diversification. And I know there are a lot of people who totally want to crap on diversification, and they say, oh yeah, diversification is stupid. At best you'll make the whatever the market makes, and you'll never get any of the 100 baggers. Well, the reality is if you're out there trying to pick stocks, you'll probably never get a 100 bagger, and if you do, it'll be offset by all the duds that you picked because you incorrectly predicted the future. And so the whole topic is just this weird kind of human psychology study where people don't really realize that investments are an attempt to predict the future. They don't realize that they are not any more privileged to be capable of predicting the future accurately, and they don't realize that the best you can do is mitigate risk. And so it really takes a lot of time. It took me a lot of time. It took me losing a lot of money. It took me making a lot of bad bets in the stock market. It took me doing a lot of dumb investing. And over time, what I learned was, yeah, you are not going to pick the garbage modern card that's worth specking on that's going to go 6x. And if you do, it's going to be more than offset by all the times you pick the garbage modern card that went to 0 or technically the bet goes to less than zero because you would have to pay additional money to get out from under it. So as time goes on, you just kind of develop a set of rules for yourself that works, that helps you mitigate risk, that helps you to preserve capital, to grow it safely. And what you realize after you do that for a little while is that that actually makes better investment returns than doing things like specking on garbage cards, playing lottery tickets, going to the casino, doing penny stocks, doing crap coins, all of those dumb things that people invest in to the extent that they are investments, all those dumb things that are basically get rich quick schemes in one form or another, they pay out much worse on average. And just having a calm, disciplined, rational set of rules for your investments pays out so much better over time. And I look back at maybe the last, 6 or 7 years of my investing life, and I see that all of my returns were just far and away better on a percentage basis than they were earlier in my life when I thought, oh yeah, I can predict what a company's going to do, or I can buy options based on my stupid prediction of what I thought their quarterly report was going to look like. Things like that just don't work out. You can't predict the future, neither can I. And realistically, your best returns are going to come from just having discipline, just being patient, and having a good set of rules that you follow. And realistically, that's what Warren Buffett did. He always looked for companies with strong revenues, growing revenues, good cash flow. And he knew that that's where the profits would be, that's where the price appreciation would be, and that's where growing monumental amounts of wealth would be. And so, you see the same thing over here in the TCG market, where people will make predictions about sets, whether a set is going to be garbage, whether it's going to be good from both playability and flavor standpoint, but also from the investment standpoint. And what I start to realize more and more is the predictions are bad, they're often wrong, and they don't even correlate to financial performance of the set. Long term, most of these products do really well. That's something I've shown again and again with data. I showed it with old Pokemon products. I showed it with all 2020 era Pokemon and Magic products. I showed it with more recent Magic products. Basically, just about every TCG product does well in the long term. And so you don't need to try to be smart and predict the future of which one's going to be best. You need to get a set position in every one of them. And then maybe if you feel a little more strongly, maybe go a little heavier in other ones. That's what I do. But I certainly don't ever skip a set just because I say, oh yeah, that'll be garbage forever. That's the type of prediction of the future that you will come to realize over your investing career is more often wrong than right. And especially on a money earning basis, those kind of predictions are more often wrong than right. You will more often lose money making those kind of predictions than you will making, or you will at least make less money than you would have if you had just made unemotional decisions instead. This was kind of the coalescence of 2 or 3 different topics I've been thinking about a lot lately that I wanted to make a video for, and so I just kind of mashed them together and talked to the camera for a little while. So let me know what you think. I mean, there's some people I've talked to in the comment section of my channel who are seriously convinced that they have a magic touch when it comes to specking on garbage cards, and I mean, I've known people in real life who think they have a magic touch at the casino. They think that they're just always winning at the casino, but the reality tells us, statistics tells us that no, people don't win at the casino on the long run. That's why the casino is a beautiful, opulent place. It's because it takes everybody's money. And so the same with specking on garbage cards, the same on trying to pick some sets to invest in and skipping others, the same with going way, way, way overweight on some sets. Over time, those are the kind of things that diminish your total returns. And just being calm and unemotional, that's where you see the best returns. So it's the kind of topic that I kind of become more and more stoic about as I get older as an investor. I just kind of calmly sit there and see, yeah, I've got a case of this and a case of that set and a case of that set and a case of that set. And yeah, I feel great about it. You know, asset prices can be down, markets can be down, stock market can be down, crypto can be down, but whatever, it'll all come back. I don't need to get frantic about it, do anything stupid or quick or without thinking. And I know that the best returns will be from just being sane and calm and rational. So let me know what you think. It's kind of an oddball video, not quite as structured as other ones I normally make, but I thought I'd just talk about that for a little bit. So like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade. Thanks a lot.